Hey guys, Matt Jones here with the House of Praise, the YouTube channel created to answer the question, how do you know God exists? Well, I know that God exists because I witnessed him heal a blind man. Let me tell you the story. So I'm driving home from 24 Hour Fitness in Pleasanton, and God speaks to me. And he says, Matt, I want you to pray for a man who needs healing in his eyes. And I'm thinking, what does that even mean? Healing in his eyes. That could be anyone, anywhere, anytime. God, what are you talking about? So I drove home and found out that there was no protein in the house. And I just had a pretty good workout, so I needed that protein. And my wife said, well, why don't you go to the store and buy some? I said, okay. So I drive to the store. It was Rite Aid in Pleasanton. And I park my car and I see a man and he's seated outside of Rite Aid, and he's got a table and he's got a metal box, and he's asking for money so he could be supported for his drug rehab program. And as I'm approaching the store, I'm feeling convicted, like I should probably give some money to this guy. Well, I'm filling my pockets and I don't have any cash on me. I just have my card. So I go into the store, I buy my protein. As I'm walking out, I look at the guy once again, and I just check one more time, and sure enough, I had a couple dollars. So I walk up to the man to put the money in his bucket, and God says, this is the man who needs a miracle in his eyes. And I'm thinking, okay, he does have glasses on, but this is so weird, God. Like, you got to help me out here. So I talked to the man. I said, hey, man, how's it going? And he looks up and he's reading a book. And I said, what are you reading? He said, oh, I'm reading the Bible. I was like, okay. In my mind, I'm thinking, like, this won't be so weird because at least he kind of has some biblical framework, or, yeah, I don't know. So I said, hey, this is going to sound really strange, but God told me that I'm supposed to pray for your eyes, that you need a miracle in your eyes. Is there anything wrong with your vision? And he takes off his glasses and he's holding them in his right hand, and he shows me that his right eye has a scar cut through his eye. And he said that he had been in prison and someone slashed his eye with a knife, and he's totally blind in his right eye. I'm thinking, God, are you serious? Like, you want me to pray for a blind man? Like, I've never done this before. And so I said, hey, can I pray for you? You know, what's the worst that can happen? And he said, sure. So I put my hand on his shoulder and I said, okay, in Jesus' name, Father, I just pray that you would completely heal this man's eye. Give him vision to see in Jesus' name. And that was it. So I said, hey, let's test it out. You know, did anything change? And so he's holding his glasses in his right hand and he starts reading the Bible perfectly. And I can't tell if he's reading out of his left eye or his right eye. But the moment that his tears started falling from his face, I knew that a miracle had happened. This man was probably in his mid to late 40s, and he is bawling, just crying outside of Rite Aid. And I said, what's going on? And he said, I can see out of my right eye. I can see out of the eye that was blind. And I lose it. I totally lost my mind. I'm jumping up and down. God just healed your eyes. Jesus just healed your eyes. And this man is just weeping, just uncontrollably just weeping and just doing that like shaking thing. Like, it was so cool. Like, God had just touched this man just like he told me he would in the car. Matt, I want you to pray for a man who needs a miracle in his eyes. So I'm jumping up and down, and this lady's walking into the store, and she's looking at me like I'm weird, and I'm like, God just healed this man's eyes, and she keeps walking like nothing miraculous had just happened. So I go into the store, not after her, but just to talk to anyone I could, letting them know that the blind guy that was seated outside is now completely healed and can see out of his right eye. And that right there is how I know God is real. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're looking for more content like this one, content that's going to help you understand who God is and how we can know that He is real, why don't you click the like button and go ahead and subscribe for me as well. Thanks so much and have a blessed day.